Gonna be honest, gamers. I fucked up. I didn't check up how much disk space I had when we started recording, and so we had a good 30, 40 minutes of recording gone,
Outta here.
Mhm.
all gone.
Technically never happened.
Yeah,
Doesn't exist. Never happened.
I could be lying to you. Maybe this is just a bit, to get you guys to be in the comments like, "Oh man, that sucks."
Here's my spicy take. Y'all fucking suck.
Yeah. So, the ones that we covered is buying characters skins in games where you play in first person is pretty stupid, right? We were all kind of in agreement about that one. If it's single player, right? If it's a multiplayer game, other people will see it.
Yeah, if you still want to flex on other people, then shit, that's your money, player.
It's about flexing on other people.
Yeah, it's not about me anymore, okay?
Flex hard, kings.
But like third person games, go for it.
Yeah,
I get to enjoy my skin.
I was gonna say, when Gib pulls out the golden Mario in Mario Kart, yes, he can see it, but it's not about him seeing it. It's about us seeing it and knowing Gib's got golden Mario.
You're about to get shit on, and it's nothing personal, kid.
That you never stood a chance, and that's okay.
Is Golden Mario a fancy one?
It's the last set you get in the game.
Oh.
And it takes so long. Like the last piece I didn't know existed because I just stopped unlocking things forever. I think it's the kite. And then all of a sudden it was like, you got something new. And I was like,
What?
Did you just say
the really sad part about that one too is it's not even good. It's like you get it looks cool, but it's just like bad handling, doesn't accelerate well. It's like I worked this hard for all of this.
That's how I felt about everything I've unlocked. I'm just using like the ATV with the off-road tires and, whatever glider I feel like. And the villager, all of these things I've had from the beginning. Every time I unlock something, I'm just like, neat, and like scroll to the thing I've been using.
Cool. Toss over shoulder.
We very briefly touched on socialism good.
Yes.
Socialism good, correct.
Socialism good.
Next take.
We're with that take.
Spicy food is good. Some of y'all are just bitches. I pause every time.
Yeah, you're right. Relax. Next take.
I pause every time because it's typed out like spicy food is good. Some of y'all are just bitches.
It's like manic, dude is like so mad. He's like, y'all fucking, it's good. It tastes good. Y'all suck.
Who was bitching about spicy food to you earlier?
Yeah. And like you have to work up to it, right? That was one of the things we were going on about.
Yeah.
Like we've all had
there's hope for everyone.
Yeah, we've all had things where we're like, man, this is really spicy, and then you come back to it later like this? Man.
Spice.
How could I have ever felt?
Yeah. And we were really deep into Nintendo is shitty about re-releasing old games, and their pricing is even shittier. We took a big ol' shit on Diamond and Pearl, saying that there's nothing new about them whatsoever, really. Full price. Link's Awakening, at least, looks significantly better, but shouldn't be full price. Versus, like, Demon Souls, which got, like, 15, 20-year tech update. Okay, no, it was more like 10, 15-year update. And it's 4K 60 FPS. All the animations are new. Ray tracing and all that stuff. Nintendo's not doing any of this.
Crisp as fuck.
Yeah.
And you know what? Y'all are getting off super light here too. Because I said that Pokemon was for children.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that's
right.
right.
About that.
Counter.
Damn.
Yeah. Most
I'm gonna leave
Nintendo
it there
games
now.
are for children.
Pokemon. It's for kids. Playing a children's game. Little kiddie game.
I mean, still fun though.
Mhm.
but like less and less fun each and every time.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like diminishing return on fun constantly.
Well, I was like, yeah, like Pokemon was cool for a while, and then it wasn't, and then it'd be like, oh, which games did you play? And I'm like, Leaf Green, Fire Red, Diamond and Pearl, and then Heart Gold, Soul Silver. And then I didn't buy any more, and then people are like, you only played like 3 gens, dude. Like, it's like that's all I needed.
That's enough.
That's
That's
a lot.
enough.
No, you kind of covered the bases you need to cover there.
Yeah,
Honestly, give me Heart Gold again.
yeah.
Because I played like to and through like Ruby and Sapphire. Like from the beginning to then. After that point I was like,
That was 3rd gen. Yeah.
kind of think I've seen enough. Feel like that was good. And then I didn't play a single one until Heart Gold and Soul Silver came out. Because those were the best.
They were
Played
fantastic.
those, liked those. But that was all nostalgia. That's completely nostalgia filled.
There was the
So-
Pokewalker though. Remember the
Who cares?
Pokewalker?
That came with Heart
I'm
Gold.
really gonna walk around with a Pokeball on my fucking belt?
Yeah,
No.
until
throw it in your
lost it.
What?
pocket.
No.
What is this?
You could
I don't know the Pokemon.
transfer Pokemon from Heart Gold and Soul Silver onto this little Pokeball thing, Pokeball
Tamagotchi.
Tamagotchi, and it was a step counter, and as you walked with it, you would gain experience for your Pokemon.
Oh my god.
It was
I love
sick.
that. If I were in middle school, I would have been like, yeah, I got so many steps on my little Pokemon
See?
today.
And then
Really
some
cool
bully
for a
would come
kid.
along and just
Yeah.
like, slap it off your belt and call you a
Pull up to
nerd.
school and
Oh,
like everyone would
no.
have them. Be like, check out my Zapdos or whatever it would be.
I'm like, wow, you put your Zapdos in there, loser?
Point down on your legendary Pokemon, loser.
Grub. Put a
Uh,
Hoppip in there like a real man.
Stop it.
Why doesn't anybody
Oh.
want to see my Wooper?
All these names are just going like, uh-huh. Wooper? Hoppip?
This is one of my favorite Pokemon names.
Wooper.
It's like
Wooper.
for alligator.
That's a terrible name.
we're not going there. We've done that
We've
bit enough.
examined that hot take.
No bit. Terrible name. Badly named. 0 effort. 0 out of 10.
This is us closing the book on that. It's bad. Done. No more discussion.
And you can't even say anything back. So unless you
Unless
want to in the
trying to get
comments.
Okay, feel free to shit back in the comments, but you could eat my ass.
And then I jumped in here. So this is a fresh one. We haven't touched this one at all.
Okay.
And I said you can be a diehard fan of something you hate.
Yeah.
In that it's that ongoing meme where it's like don't mess with blank fans. We hate it more than you do.
Me and
Nope.
Pop Punk.
Oh. Is it me and Game of Thrones and
Yes.
also me and The Bachelor and
Yeah.
also me and Love Island and also
Mhm.
me and I hate watch too much.
Yeah.
I
Definitely
didn't
The
used to
Bachelor.
hate watch
love
Game
hating
of
The Bachelor.
Thrones. Game of Thrones was a love watch. Now it's hate.
Until
But I still love it even though I hate it.
I'm just thinking of you watching it back in like some of the earlier seasons, like you were so good.
It was so
What did they do?
yes.
Means nothing.
Pointless.
I can't rewatch for that reason. I think I'd find more reasons to be mad. I would be like, wait, and that was never addressed, and like, oh god.
I'll never forget that I don't know if it was like season 5 or something like that, where Arya like sees Nymeria, her wolf,
Yes.
like for the last time.
Yeah. And I think it was season 6 or 7 when that
Okay.
happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It makes me think of the like going to like the room showings and there's that one character who gets replaced halfway through the movie.
Oh yeah, recast. Yeah,
And when
yeah.
the first actor goes off screen for the last time, the crowd always goes, and he was never seen again. Always.
Well, no, but I remember what you're like referring to, Remy, and it was that you and I had an argument over whether we would see. And okay, wait, hold on. Spoilers, just heads up, but also fuck Game of Thrones. I'm spoiling it. Whether we
spoil
would
Game of
ever see Nymeria again, this wolf that shows up and like has a whole wolf pack and like comes up and says like hello to Arya. And like I was like, no, they're just like reminding us that she's here. Like this wolf still exists, and like, and you were like, no, that was like closure. This
That
is
was
our
definitely a
goodbye. And I was
farewell.
like, that's so stupid. Why would they show us this wolf only for it to be the very last time? Like they're letting us know that she's here in this place. Like, oh, but I
But the
was
good
so
writing would
fucking
have done.
wrong. I was so fucking wrong. Well, good. Nope, we won't do it. We don't have to do it.
What's your
Remy
love
just
hate
saw more of
really?
the writing on the walls. He was reading. He said, "No, this is not.
It's like, wait
This
a
is
minute,
not
this is
going
bad.
our way. This is not gonna go. It's not gonna go well."
It's the beginning of the end right now.
Um,
What's your
Um,
love hate, Remy?
my probably like I don't think I have a show that I dedicate to like love hating. Maybe just like I think it's probably anime clips on YouTube. Because YouTube I've watched, a fair number of clips. So YouTube likes to recommend clips to animes I haven't seen. And I'll just like, what's going on with this anime? And I'll pull it up and it's like, yeah, that's trash, but I'm definitely gonna watch more clips from that anime. Like, keep it coming, YouTube. I want to see more of
Okay.
this awful anime.
Well,
I
and
need,
by
I
fan,
need context on this. Like,
it doesn't have to be a show. I mean, like Nintendo is something we're all a fan of, but we're all very
yeah.
angry at.
Old school RuneScape.
Oh,
Really?
I've
Jagged?
been playing that for a long time. Everybody knows it. And the only way you can be a high level player is by talking shit with all of the other high level players about how garbage this game is. Anyway, how many hours do you have?
Yeah.
It's the Steam reviews like, don't play this game. You won't enjoy a single second of it. Waste of time, waste of money. 2,500 hours on
Yeah.
it.
Like I've played at least 7,000 hours, and I would never recommend it to somebody.
Yeah.
And you currently playing.
Well, that was like I remember when Ty first started pulling up, and he could answer every Sonic question you have and be like, I hate Sonic. Like,
Yeah.
be like, I've played all the games. It's terrible.
Maybe it has to do with like being such a fan of something is what enables that hate like no other, right?
yeah.
Like you can't if you don't care about inner whatever it is that you hate, but also like you're still a fan of, like you can't reach that level.
Yeah, I know they're like for me, it's the sequels, right? For Star Wars. And it'll be like, what are your problems with this? And I'll have I had a list of my issues with of episode 9 for a while. And it would be like half the things people would be like, I don't know, dude, like what? Hello? I'm like, no, you don't get it.
You don't hate Star Wars though. So you're in the Star Wars fandom, you just have an issue with like this section of it? Or would you still say you like those movies? Oh my god, I almost spilled all of my shit.
I
Sorry.
can like those movies because I know the fill in for every plot hole that they hit.
Yeah.
It'd be like I went to like look at the books or whatever to be like, oh, that's why this happened, or like whatever. And it'll be like, that's cool because of this, but then you could watch it and be like, what's happening here? And I'm like, I remember this from, this other thing. But that's unacceptable, right? Be like, where did this come from? And just be like, gotta read the book. And it's like,
Should've played
there are
Fortnite.
books? Yeah.
Honestly, I think I could watch Rise of Skywalker again. As much as terrible as I think that movie is, I probably could find the meme enjoyment in Rise of Skywalker. I think
Oh.
it's. I mean, I already know it. I already know some of the memes. I think I should go back for a fresh set of them.
Yeah, there's a point where something can be so bad it's good, right?
Oh yeah, that's my favorite place. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you were talking about The Room.
Yes,
The
I'm
Room
a
is
huge Room fan.
perfect example of that. The
Yes.
most good bad ever.
Yeah.
Those showings are so much fun.
They are
It's so
fun.
much fun. Highly recommend that to anybody. If you have a local theater that maybe puts on The Room nights, go to one and bring your
Post-pandemic.
plastic spoons.
Ideally, they
Yes.
serve alcohol too.
Yes.
Like the modern day, have you like been to those Rocky Horror Picture Show
Mhm.
things where like everyone knows all the call outs?
It's
all
exactly the same
time?
thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's because there's like pictures all over, like photographs on set of The Room, and they all have just like stock photos of spoons in them, and they're all background that they're not meant to be looked at really, but you can clearly see them. So every time like one like comes into the frame, the entire audience just like takes like fistfuls of plastic spoons and just starts hurling them, and it's
Just
fucking great.
throw them in the
Like,
air.
throwing plastic spoons everywhere. Spoon! I love it. And there's all this like B footage of just like aerials of San Francisco for no reason all the time. And so every time it happens, like just start scanning the bridge and the entire crowd all at once. Meanwhile, in San Francisco, but there's this one scene where they like show a clip and it looks like a Star Wars location. It looks like
It's
Naboo.
Naboo.
Gate Park, I think. Yeah.
It looks like
Meanwhile, on
Naboo.
Naboo.
And the entire crowd goes, meanwhile, on Naboo. It's fucking great. So good.
Friends is undeserving of the adoration it receives.
Sure,
Okay.
you feel that way.
I disagree. And I will preface this by saying I'm not a huge fan of Friends, and I think looking back on it in 2021, it deserves a lot of criticism, but it spawned so many relevant like funny shows that you can't really discredit it. I think it's deserves its place in TV history.
Yeah. It kind of set a blueprint for a modern sitcom. So, I mean, for that, credit given. But, I hear what they're saying. It's not like an amazing show. It's not the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
I feel like it's just like the Office conversation from last time,
It
right?
is. Yeah.
No, it was good for a
It's
while.
almost exactly like it.
Yeah, and people. I'm gonna call out Katie here. Katie's one of the people. I think she's seen Friends like the whole thing 30+ times. It's just
What? That's a
always
lot.
on. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
That's a
I have
lot.
friends like that. I
Yeah.
have friends that like Friends.
How can you listen to that much gay panic, though? 30
It's-
times?
But it
That's the
probably gets to the
2021
point.
shit.
It
It's
probably
so gay panicky.
it gets to the point where it's just background noise, and then you can be like
Oh,
reference.
But like my background noise doesn't incorporate so much gay panic.
Well, you're not wrong. That exists very heavily, and it's not just the weird trans jokes that about Chandler's dad. Like all of these men are so scared to be perceived as feminine or gay, and that joke comes up a lot
There's an
in
entire
varying
episode
degrees.
about Ross's feminine sweater.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
player, just rock the sweater.
Yeah.
You look fly.
Right. And then
Really
we
don't know shit. He wears
consider
pants that are 4 sizes too big for him.
then we
You're all
consider the time, and I'm not defending the time because they were wrong then, like they're wrong now, but you just have to acknowledge that we've left that in the past, right? Like okay, cool. As long as I'm watching this through a 2021 lens, it's we can nope, self-logged. Like that one was weird, and then we move on. And the rest of it's pretty funny. And I'm not sure that I don't know. I'm not a gay person, so I can't be as offended, right? So not a gay man in particular,
You know
because
what
they
you
love
can be offended
lesbians on
about?
Friends.
You can be offended about the fact that Chandler, for seasons of that show, was essentially wearing like corduroy jinkos. His pants were huge.
Their clothes on Friends for a lot of it were really
Chandler's
bad.
pants were fucking huge.
And so were his like
Yeah,
jackets. He
a
was
lot of
doing
shoulder
the
pads.
yeah. Well, it was also at the height of what's it something Michael Perry, Matt Perry's I don't remember. Cocaine habits. So it's also
Cocaine make you forget
very
how pants
thin
fit.
in these big like 80s suits kind of vibe.
You're like, I'm on
The
cocaine.
90s
Give me my big
weird.
pants.
Early 2000s style was mostly
Give
just
me the
bad,
pants.
but it's making a comeback, so I'm wrong about that.
Wear my size 44 corduroys. I'm on cocaine.
He does not wear corduroys, does he?
Look,
Cords?
if you Google Chandler pants, the first thing that comes up is massive corduroys.
I'm gonna look it up.
Here we go.
Chandler pants. Images.
Yeah.
Wide leg
Oh, who
pleated
are all these
corduroy pants.
I think it was Matt Perry didn't remember doing season 2 and I think season 3 of Friends. He doesn't remember any of it. He had that much coke,
He was doing a lot, yeah.
Sick.
right?
I
Still
I also don't
functioning
remember
adult.
season 2 or 3.
Yeah.
You
Hot
have
take.
But
At fire.
what's
Not
that?
remembering a hot take. Not remembering seasons of your own show. That's sick.
Oh, you know who else doesn't remember seasons of their show? Can you
Uh,
guess?
Frankie. Muniz.
Frankie. Yeah, Frankie Muniz.
It's not sick in his case. It's sad.
It's
Yeah.
not. It's bad. It was concussions, right? Like
That's
yeesh.
unfortunate. For
Yeah.
Matthew, that shit is sick.
Yeah. Matthew Perry just like was still a fully functioning adult and he still has a life.
He was a
Yeah.
cocaine
No
zombie.
harm, no
That's
foul.
Had
tight,
a
right?
ton of money.
Yeah. He
Right,
still
Friends
came
didn't-
out on top.
Huge.
Yeah.
He's still our friend.
I will say, I'll just add, because I don't have much to add. I haven't watched Friends. I've only like maybe seen reruns as a kid on WB or whatever. One of my favorite Paul Rudd gags came from Friends, and that's he appeared in the late. I don't know how much of Friends he appeared in. He was in the end.
Yeah.
And he appeared on Conan to talk about the finale and that kind of thing. They're talking about it, and he's like, I've got this exclusive clip. I probably shouldn't be showing it to you guys, but I managed to get an exclusive clip of Friends. And do you guys want to see it? Like the finale, a clip from the finale before it airs. And everyone's like, yeah, let's do it. And he plays that clip of, was it from McGee and Me or something like that? Or
Yeah. hold on.
whatever it's from. If you've ever seen Paul Rudd on Conan, it's the same clip he plays every time.
Isn't it a McDonald's movie?
Is it I don't know. It's that weird. It's the kid like rolling down the hill in his wheelchair and like off the side of a cliff.
And there's a little alien.
It's from
And he
Mac and
pops
Me.
up. Mac and Me. And it
Yeah.
is a McDonald's movie, right? It's
It is,
made by it's made by McDonald's.
Yeah.
It's a good bit.
That's the origin of that. Like
It all started with
every time-
Friends.
every time he appeared on Conan, he played that clip. Sometimes twice. Sometimes he would play that
Yeah,
clip.
yeah. They'd be like, okay, here's the real one. Here's the real
Show me the
one.
real
All right, now that I've told the joke, you guys know me for. Let's play the real clip. It's the same damn clip.
The one when he did it for his
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man press run was really funny because he like doctored it at the end to where like the kid falls into the lake and the like alien pops up and then Ant-Man like shoots up and he's like really big. He's like, "Oops, my bad."
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Paul Rudd is a gem.
Oh, and him talking about being on the finale. He's like, yeah, I just as a joke, started whenever I would talk to people, the other cast members, like, man, what what a ride it's been, right? And people would look at him weird because he was only there for like the last season.
He's there for like 2 seasons, I
Yeah.
think. He's Phoebe's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Anyway, I love Paul Rudd, so there's that.
Cold take.
Yeah.
There you go.
Everybody loves Paul.
So, friends undeserving of the adoration it receives. See the Office argument from episode 1. Go watch episode 1. Go watch that one. Not episode 1, but the first Hot Takes episode.
Hot Takes
episode
1.
3.
But also watch episode 1.
Yeah.
Watch them all.
Start it from the top.
Yeah.
Go back. Pause here. Go back.
Play
We'll
multiple
wait.
episodes simultaneously on different devices.
I was gonna say,
Wow.
and then watch them in reverse order to see if there's a hidden message. There might be. I'm not saying there is. I'm not saying there isn't.
I feel like Patrick, you should take this next one coming, okay? You can start us off. Green Day is still good post American Idiot,
Shut the fuck
i.e.
up.
21st Century Breakdown.
Listen, I went to the 21st Century Breakdown tour.
Oh yeah.
Great show. The band didn't lose quality. I'm gonna go ahead and qualify it. The band did not lose any prowess, any performing ability. They're a fantastic live band. They still are. They'll continue to be. Full stop. However, how are you gonna tell me 21st Century Breakdown was a good album? How are you gonna do that shit?
Well, he did actually. He said, "I give them credit for being pop punk and not singing about high school."
That's fair. That's fair. Because there's a lot of like mainstream pop punk that just sings about high school. That's super fair. But it's also just
Despite being
like a
40-something,
cheap copy of the album they put out a couple years prior. It's just American
5
Idiot
years.
bad.
It was a 5-year wait for that.
They're like, hey,
album.
let's redo some of our vibes from American Idiot, and just like it's just not good. I don't know. I guess it's 21st Century Breakdown wasn't the worst of it, because the thing that really bugs me about like post American Idiot Green Day, let me start tapping away at Spotify real quick, is they put out some real doo-doo after 21st Century.
The Uno Dos Tres.
Yes, the Uno Dos Tres thing was really stupid. It was a bunch of like, I don't know, it sounds like rehab music to me. Just like stop doing whatever drugs y'all are doing because it's not working out.
Wait, rehab music. But
It sounds like it's like music that rock stars put out months before they get committed to rehab. And it's just
okay. I
like-
thought you meant like post rehab. I'm like, well, they already
No.
did stop
No,
doing
it's
the
not.
drugs.
No, it's like
They've been
go to rehab.
rehabbed.
And it certainly doesn't bounce back. And by the time we get to Father of All, that shit is irredeemably bad. That shit is bad. Like you can't, I don't even have like a good, go listen to the first song off of Father of All and look me in the eyes and say, yeah, I liked that. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all are wild.
Well,
That's me.
American Idiot was a change up for their sound, right? They kind of went real big, real different, and I mean, it paid off for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's a
But-
Broadway musical now. It paid the fuck off.
Yeah,
I love American.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where a band like goes super hard in like a kind of a new direction, and it works, and it's like, well, what do we do now, right?
Mhm.
And that's how I think we arrived at 21st Century Breakdown, because it's like it feels like American Idiot again, but less interesting.
Well, it's derivative and it's styleless. It just
Mhm.
feels we're retreading the same ground, but with way less intrigue.
Is that the
And-
one with 21 Guns?
Yes.
Yep. One
Which is not a good single. while we're at it.
Well, that's the like main single of the musical, from what I understand. That's the one that got all the.
They did rope in
attention.
some 21st Century Breakdown singles into the musical, I think.
I mean, the musical's called American Idiot, so
Right. It's centered around the storyline that American Idiot has, but shut up. No. Bad take.
no.
I too was not really a fan after that, and they haven't done much to draw my interest back at all.
And this does come from someone who is an extremely large Green Day fan. It's one of the bands that is the reason why there are 10 guitars behind me. I idolized Billy Joe when I was a child.
We don't have him right here, do we?
We do not. What do you want me to say?
We gotta get him.
Don't mess
But-
with Green Day fans. They hate Green Day more than you do.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Next one, we're going out into left field with this one. Anyway, there is no, I repeat, no ethical consumption under capitalism. Wrong. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna disagree. I like to consider myself pretty left, but saying that there's no ethical consumption is just false.
I would
Mhm.
need the poster of the comment to defend it a bit because I'm willing to follow you down the hole there. I think the case could super be made, but that's a big one. That's a big one.
But you can still have like self-sustaining business models
Yeah.
that exist without like ripping people off, and it would still be ethical. And you're
Oh,
still
yeah, I mean,
making money
there's-
off it, right?
Tons of like individual like retailers. I mean, we have all of Etsy, right? Where it's like people are consuming their goods, right? And it's a good thing for them. I mean, I would wonder in what way that would be framed as unethical.
Yeah.
Well,
guess-
I mean,
Not just Etsy, but
and when it comes, I can't quite agree with the statement that there's no ethical consumption, because you can vet, what you purchase and where it comes from. It's very difficult. I will acknowledge that it's very difficult to truly have a like positive impact through consumption, right? If at all. But I would argue that you are ethically consuming if you're making the effort to, what you purchase is coming from it's like purchasing cage-free eggs over just the from farms that just shove chickens in their little pens and coops. Like already you're being more ethical through consumption. So unless you want to define it as like, well, it literally can't you have any sort of negative impact on the environment, on the animal, sure. It like there's always a cost to produce anything, and there's no zero pollution as of
I
right.
I imagine that this person is referring less to the sourcing of whatever product you're buying and more to and I'm just guessing, more to the like exploitative nature of like labor that goes into these products. Like,
Kind of where I was thinking, like,
and I
Well, that is
don't
part of it, yeah.
know how much research you can actually like realistically do into that, at least on like a day-to-day scale, like considering how much we consume. Like I'm sipping from this glass. Who the fuck made it? Like, how could I have learned where this came from before I picked it up in a set of 4 at $5 from Target? Like, it's a nice thought that you can do your research, and you can with certain items like eggs, and you can buy like grass-fed beef and like and non-GMO organic things and that sort of thing, and like handmade items from people on the internet. But like realistically, my home is not filled with that. This is an IKEA shelf behind me, like this is a PlayStation 4, and children's hands probably touched it when it was being made somehow. I don't know. I'm throwing out accusations.
Well,
I'm sorry,
and that's
Snoop.
kind of like my extension of the point is like yes, there are like idealized examples of what could be taken as ethical consumption, but how much ethical consumption actually happens, like in practicality?
Mm-hmm.
Like how many things, like you were saying, Alex, like how many things do you consume, purchase, buy that are dubious in origin? You don't even know where this shit came from. Like who made
Only the
this? Under
fucking
what
shirt that
circumstances
I'm
were they made?
wearing.
You don't even know
Right.
most of the time.
Yeah, shy of
So-
like a local artisan product, there is no way to know. And on that grounds, I can agree. Like, yeah, ethical consumption is nigh impossible. But
It's difficult. I can definitely agree with that. Like truly ethical. But it's not that there's none, you know. I'm sure there's some
Yeah.
guy
Right.
out living on like 20 acres in the middle of nowhere, chopping down trees with an axe and making handmade wooden crafts and selling those,
mhm.
Sure.
right?
One in billions,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And so like I would say I mostly agree, but it's not an exclusivity thing. It's an impossible to avoid, but ethical consumption is possible with certain items.
And
But
it's
Yeah.
tough because we get to a point where, you know, convenience trumps everything, right?
right.
Where it's like I can get something from Amazon today if I want it. You know,
Right.
Mhm.
they're peeing in bottles in the factory because if they take bathroom breaks, they get yelled at.
Oh my
But
God.
I get it today, right?
Have you
But I can have
seen
it same day shipped.
Yeah.
all of these Amazon ads? I'm getting them constantly, and they're not ads for Amazon. They're ads for working at Amazon. And it's just people being like, I love my Amazon job, and they treat me so well. And my family would never survive without Amazon. And it's the most cringe word. I hate it. Every time it comes on Hulu, VH1, all of these, oh God, it's constant.
I
Like
like the amount
Amazon,
of
this
those
is
are like,
gross.
I love Amazon, and my job at Amazon is fantastic, and I hate union.
Yeah, yeah.
They are like,
Hey,
unions just exploit the worker, and they like, yes, oh my
all right,
god, it's
Amazon,
so
let's talk
horrible.
about your stance on unions.
Oh god.
Jeff
And
Bezos,
they're
I'm gonna put you in a rear naked chokehold.
you know I mean these
Let
are
me see you.
employees. You can't trust a word they're saying because they're being paid probably under a livable wage and were offered a bonus for this. Something good, like they probably made a lot of money. It's so stupid.
They
Fuck
probably made
Amazon.
a couple dollars. Let's be real.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe a bonus of $100 on this next check
Are
or
they
some shit.
actually required to use a real worker
Nope.
in commercials like that? Like,
Nope.
No. I mean, they
Let's
seem like
check
regular
that out.
people. They don't feel like actors in a lot of
No.
cases.
So what?
I know. I mean, so
Acting.
what? It might not be. I believed it, and I think that regardless, it's weird.
You thought I was asleep there, didn't you? Act.
Well, I hate to break it to you guys, but we work for Amazon.
Wait a minute.
Use your Twitch Prime sub to
Jeff Bezos. Don't let me catch you
Bezos.
outside.
That had to be that was such a highlight. On Monday when Impfburger showed up to my stream, he's a friend of mine, so he wasn't just some random that pulled up. He was just like, "Hey man, I saw you started streaming. Like your stream's actually good. Like I was watching one of your VODs." He's like, "Oh, thanks." Like, you know,
Neat.
whatever. And he pulls up for the first time, right? And right away I was like, "Hey man, I noticed you got a Prime Gaming badge right there." And then the Prime sub came through. I was like, "Yes, I did it."
The pitch finally worked.
I almost did that
17 cents.
to Storm. I was like, "Hey, I know you got Amazon Prime, right? You just need to link it." I'm the only person you ever watch on Twitch. You're the
Oh,
only person
yeah.
you've ever watched on Twitch.
You should. It's free money. Storm. You're wasting 17 cents every day right now.
Cents a day. It's already paid.
Storm, you're watching this, right? Right?
Please.
I'll let him know.
Right?
You should watch this one.
Storm?
Storm.
Well,
I actually got some text from him, but I'm not texting during the pod.
Is that who I got texted by?
I don't know.
I got hit with a group text. I took the phone, silenced it, and tossed it on the floor.
The floor. I
I'm not
always knew.
vibrate on the mic.
I've been theorizing for years that when I send you a text, you toss it across the room somewhere, and now I've confirmed that. For
No,
myself.
I don't do that to your text. This is a group text.
No, it's a
Not
theory that when you
you.
send text, like you'll send like an intro text, and then
Yes.
as soon as you send it, you drop it and punt it.
And then I see it, respond within a minute, and it's like hours before I hear from you again.
Oh, okay. In that case, yeah, no, a lot of times I put my phone down, forget about it. But
No, I'm playing. It's fine.
no, I'm talking about a group text with like coworkers that
Oh
like
yeah, no, ignore that.
Yeah, you can get out of here.
I don't want to
I
hear
don't
from y'all.
wanna, I don't need your fucking boomer humor
I
like
am off the
post
clock.
in my goddamn group text.
I'm not
I
paid to
barely know
like
y'all
you
at
right
work,
now.
and I don't know y'all when I'm not at work.
The only
So-
reason I don't leave is because, what if we have something relevant to say about work?
Right.
Anyway.
That's like anytime, like I'll tell people, I'll be like, if you want to get a hold of me, the place you will catch me every time, right away, is Discord. And if you text me and I don't answer, hit me up on Discord because I will answer you faster there.
I don't know why that is. For some, I'm the same way though. Like for some reason, I'll answer faster on like Discord or Instagram, and maybe it's because I know they can see that I'm
For
online.
Discord, it's just that all of my devices have it. So
Yeah,
no
that's
matter what
true.
the
So
fuck
it's
I'm on, I'm gonna see
Mhm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's like even with me, like I have very limited desk space, so a lot of times my phone will sit back here. So if you text me, I'm not going to hear that go off. But Discord's always right here.
Yeah.
Anywho, no ethical consumption under capitalism? Maybe not none, but
pretty much.
Unconclusive. I'd like to continue the conversation.
Yeah, I wouldn't
With
mind
the,
talking about that
poster.
more.
this gets to the
We'll-
Mythbusters plausible.
We'll give the plausible, and we'll have to corner Ty and make him defend himself on the cast sometime.
Perfect.
I was almost gonna say we need to like get him on here for this one. Just like, come
Well,
on,
I-
you
I-
gave us a lot of these. Just like let's talk.
You've got a lot on your mind.
And I like the direction he's been going, and I'd like to just kind of
Yeah.
see where his head's at.
Yeah.
No, totally. The proletariat.
The
Comrade Ty.
proletariat is. I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
This one's from me. This might be a Canadian take more so because I know you guys are really into this.
Those are
Maybe not-
distinctly cold takes.
Maybe yeah, right? Maybe not you guys specifically, but I mean you as like America on the
Americans.
whole.
Oh, sure.
College sports are stupid.
I'm not gonna fight you on it.
College sports
Okay,
suck.
yeah, I went to a school with horrible sports. They were really bad teams, so yeah, I never got into it.
Not only are they
Recently.
stupid, they are more often than not exploitative. Like,
Yeah.
they're actively a
Yeah.
bad system. In specific cases, I'm thinking of the college football and college basketball, but
Yeah.
I'm sure it extends beyond just that. The NCAA is like an exploitative system that it's a pile of horse shit is what it is. Like I'll go in on that. Fuck college sports.
Then Ty was saying too, he was like just professional sports in general. But to me, college sports feels a lot more culty than regular sports. To me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
There's
case in
full pride.
point, Texas A&M, which is an actual cult.
Oh yeah.
Apologies to any of my like IRL friends who went
Are a
there,
part
but
of that
like,
cult.
but yeah, no, and I know a couple of them who would say that. They'd be like, "Yeah, it's a cult," and like about half of that group would be like, "Yeah, it's a cult," ew, and the other half would be like, "Yeah, it's a cult." What? Like they'd be into it. you
Yeah, it's a
know?
cult.
Well, yeah, it's weird as shit, and I don't dig it. I don't dig the degree to which people turn up for these college sports. It always made me feel fucking weird watching my like friends like freak the fuck out, shriek over like these young men on the TV, and I'm just like, this doesn't. But yeah, I mean, I'd probably be in the professional sports camp.
Well, yeah,
Uh,
my dad only watches
That's
college
true.
sports because he thinks professional sports are stupid, but the college ones are better for him.
Has he
I-
elaborated on that? Like,
Yeah, he's less interested in watching like overpaid, fat cat adults playing games. He's like, the games are better when these like passionate young dudes are playing them. They play hard as fuck. These are better
Yeah.
games. And I
all
think
right,
he's
but
right.
nobody in college football knows what defense is.
No, it's a lot of just hard. That's but
It's not a thing.
hard play,
It's yeah.
Well, you don't get noticed for good defense. It's
Not
it's like
usually.
it is exploitative
massive.
in nature because they're fighting for these $1 million contracts, right? Like and you're plopping these like gladiators in an arena and just being like, go on, impress us. Like,
Well, it's exploitative in that none of those athletes are allowed to profit off of themselves. You know,
oh,
like, their
exactly.
payment is that school tuition there.
That they're
So
scraping
likeness
by
can
on.
be used- Their likeness can be used in any way that the NCAA pleases, and they won't see a cent of that. Now, I think that's being challenged as of late, if it hasn't changed. But like last time I paid attention to it, which is not often because fuck college sports, that was the case, and fuck college sports.
Do we want them to be paid the way that NFL players are paid, though? I think that that's a gross part of professional sports. I don't like the huge payments.
I'm not saying
for
pay them like a
shit.
professional
I mean,
athlete.
pay
I'm
them a
saying,
wage.
like their likeness is profited off of, like, and they see nothing of that. Like we're talking merchandising, licensing. Like,
yeah,
if their likeness is used in a video game, too fucking bad. You've got your tuition. Like, there, it reaches a point of
does it
exploitation.
happen? Are there
Oh,
like
yeah.
college sports video games?
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, I
like
didn't know
if
that.
you sell college sports jerseys, they don't make money because their name's
Yeah.
on
Oh,
it, right?
Right.
It's like my thing is like, well, they shouldn't be paid like professional athletes, and yes, their tuition is being paid for.
And professional
However,
athletes shouldn't be paid the way professional
oh yeah,
athletes are
but
paid.
we've talked about that too. But like, if they were to still make, like, let's say an extra 15K a year, okay? Just these college people. They're being paid 15K to they got a full ride already, but they're still like athletes. Cool, sick, whatever.
You're doing a job
yeah,
outside of your school.
I guess my issue more so with it was just the fans seemed so over the top. I said
Mhm.
cult and to someone, and they were like, some people just call it a fandom. I was like, I said what I said.
Nah,
It's
it's a
different.
difference.
People's
Yeah.
emotions are really wrapped up in it, like, and not in like a fandom way. It's like you'll lose friends over that shit. Like, yeah, no,
people take
I
sports
don't
way too
like it.
seriously.
Mhm.
I think that's generally all sports. Yeah, well, football, American football.
Yeah.
American football is especially bad in my eyes.
Oh, it's bad on
Not
so
worse
many
than international football.
levels.
Yeah.
Oh,
Friends
no,
he's
that's
looked at
not.
by international football.
Yeah,
We
that's
just don't
crazy.
know as
Those
much
people are
about that.
lunatics.
Oh God, and they're
Or-
racist.
Now, when we're saying international football, are we
Soccer.
right? Yeah.
Football, yeah.
But like, they're also not getting brain injuries, right? In
Right,
about
but
the
the
fans, though.
organization is corrupt,
Oh, yeah, the
and
organization. Okay, if we're talking like NFL and FIFA, yeah, God, they're both shitty.
yeah, well, and I think a lot of the teams and people involved are really racist, from what I
Mhm.
understand. So
Yeah.
it's all bad. Sports are stupid. We should
Yeah,
stop like worshiping teams of men.
Like,
Where's the women's sports? Maybe I'll get into it. And
WNBA is
There
kind
are
of blowing up.
the WNBA
Yeah.
blowing up, like, is that real? Because good, I think it's been deserved. But
I know quite a few people who are pretty into the WNBA scene.
well, good. I mean, I remember being a little like salty about it in high school because our football team was big shit, and our women's basketball team was actually really good. We had like a player who had been featured in the ESPN magazine or something like that. Like, they were fucking trouncing everyone and no one gave a shit. It's just so weird. It's still like, oh, like, thanks to our football team, like, and that's where the pep rallies were held for. And it was like, come on, y'all. And our women's softball team was really good, but it was still all about the shitty boys teams, and they weren't even fucking winning. Yeah, stupid. Hate
So
sports.
college sports is dumb? Yes.
Sports is dumb.
Hot
and
take to some, but not to us.
Not around here.
Mhm.
Alex, you followed up on the college theme, and that college is dumb.
College is a scam. Okay, I'm gonna walk my take back like halfway because I'm on the podcast and I get to explain what I said.
Elaborate.
Right.
Yeah. But I think if you're not going for a very specific, one of those very academic degrees, it's a scam. If you want to go to med school, you need to go to college. Like
Yeah.
I don't want uneducated doctors, right? Like
Engineering.
engineers go to college.
Mhm.
Like and maybe to a degree business go to college. Like I still think that could just be a couple classes, right? Like we could give you a certification, but I I think college as an idea is a scam just because, and this is true of America, I don't know about everywhere else, but like going through high school, it's guaranteed, like, or at least they talk about it as if it is like, and you need to decide what you're going to do in college. And they frame it as this like it's whatever you want to do. Like you can take an underwater basket weaving class. And I remember them saying that one in particular
Yeah.
a lot. And I was like, okay, like, and they're like really framing it as like, don't worry, it can be frivolous. And like they make a big point of that. But I didn't need a fucking dance degree. I didn't need a $14,000 debt worth of dance degree, and that's a like cheap student loan, like in comparison to many people. But like I think the American college idea is mostly a big money pit.
Yeah.
But yeah, they told me you just need to go for something, and I was like, well, all I know how to do is that's all I've enjoyed doing for the past like 8 years of my life, so I guess I'll go get a dance degree. And like obviously that wasn't what I wanted to do for a career. And anyways, yeah, I think college is stupid. I think
And
you
that-
should really examine before you decide to go.
Yeah, and that shares in like a bigger problem of like American public education, and in that any like all effort really goes into prep for college, right? Like
Yeah.
any real effort. There's and this is not necessarily true everywhere. This is just true where I grew up, and you know what you can kind of read about online. It's like technical courses and the kind of thing that would prepare you for a career in something that isn't necessarily college related is just put on the back burner most of the time. And you know, a lot of people would benefit from that. But hey, you know, you need to know how to take an SAT. You know, that's what you're going to learn here. And it doesn't benefit everyone. It's not for everyone.
Well,
I
it
could go without-
benefits the school because the school's being graded as well. So all they need is your number.
Yeah.
And if they can get you to reach a certain number, they're going to get more funding. And then it's easy. It's like a perfect system for the schools, right? Because then it's easy for you to get into these big universities, state-funded universities, and it's an easy system for them to be like, you, not you, you, because you've got these like really specific scores going through. But yeah, I think it's stupid. I think it's really, and yeah, standardized testing is also really stupid. Okay, I'll let my dog out in a sec.
I'm gonna come in here and say my college experience was sick. I recommend anyone who wants to be a pilot to go to school for it. I guess my program in particular, some of the other programs, you don't have to do it that way, right? You can do it on your own. It's going to be significantly more expensive your way, but mine ended up having pretty much guaranteed job prospect. Well, it doesn't now, but guaranteed job prospects as soon as you graduated. Like everyone who graduated my program the year before me went to an airline. Every single one of them, right away, right?
Mhm.
I agree there for like things like the arts, it doesn't make sense for a lot of people to do it.
Right. Well, again, like I don't want an untrained pilot
Right.
either. Like that's an acceptable, like you need to go to school. Please learn.
But there's ways outside of college to get to that point, right? But
True.
you know, it depends on how much money and time you want to sink into it, right? Like, I'm sure there are a lot of other professions that you don't necessarily need to go to school for, but it's going to take you a lot longer to get to that level, and it might cost you a little bit more money, right? But um, I would say not necessarily college is dumb, just college isn't mandatory, I guess. The way
I
it's
think
made
for
to
a
seem
lot
to
of
be.
people, the American college system is a scam because because even when you like really need these degrees, right? Like I still think the amount of money we spend at these institutions is egregious. And again, I just keep touting my own schools as the bad examples, but while I was there, my fucking university, which is known for its music program, its design program, its education certification, spent millions of dollars on a brand new football stadium. The first all green football stadium in Texas. And their football team was shit before and it was shit after. And they also spent a bunch of money on a new Greek life center, and our Greek life is minimal at that school. It's just like all the money doesn't go back towards students betterment. It's I just think that most schools are a scam. Even the like ones where you get a good education.
Hey,
Well,
Jill
and
Biden trying to make community college free for everybody. Let's go, Jill.
and regardless of like, I mean, your experience might have been traditionally college, but school to go and become a pilot reads like a vocational school to me, not a
It
traditional
does.
college.
So that's a very
Which
specific
I do
skill.
believe. Like, like I love
Yeah.
vocational schools. I love the idea of shorter programs with certifications that teach you a skill. But it's the wasteful 4 year needless padding, underwater weaving horse shit that is just designed to take money from you.
You
Right.
need electives. You need,
Yeah.
you know,
No, I need a trade. I need.
Why
a
did I
fucking
need
skill.
American Sign Language for my dance degree? Why did I need an algebra class for my dance degree? Like, yeah, all of it's
Well, it
Because
is
I've been to like numerous vocational schools, and all of them have been really positive experiences, and I learned skills. And I
right.
didn't spend that much fucking money. You know,
Yeah, this one
fuck traditional college.
in particular it's still a degree program. We still had the bullshit courses, right? But yeah, for the most part, it's all geared towards what we're doing, right? But do you guys have any sort of like support there where you can like apply to get money to pay to go to school?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
You do.
there's
Okay.
That's why I have like
grants. Mhm.
the
Oh,
loans that
right.
I
You guys have
have.
student loans. Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but I
Oh,
mean, we
yeah.
also got like grants, and a
Right.
lot of my loans didn't start accruing interest till after I graduated, and
Right.
there's still stuff, financial aid.
Right. Okay.
But it's all trapping.
Well, yeah, I mean, I didn't know when I was 18 that I was signing up for 15K debt at
Yeah.
30. Like, so
And that is the real fucking scam there.
exactly.
Student
Okay.
loans.
Be right back.
Okay, dokie. So college dumb. A lot of the time,
Case by case basis.
maybe not most of the time, but in a lot of cases, yeah. So our resident hot take has presented us with another. Sugar Ray was not just a one-hit wonder. They have good songs other than Fly.
We don't even have to do this too much. This is an easy answer. You're correct. They were not a one-hit wonder. They were a 3-hit wonder. They had Fly, Every Morning, and When It's Over. You're right. All of them were from the same album. They had a moment. Their hits were middling. 3 of them. You're right.
All jams.
They put out an album in 2019.
They did.
Oh, good.
You're right about that. You should listen to it.
Should we?
Did you?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
The
Why
sound,
not?
I don't know if like
What do you have to lose? You listen
Okay.
to Duel of the Fates 7 times a day.
true.
You have to lose those minutes. How many spins of Duel of the Fates would it take to stream one new Sugar Ray album?
I will say I could not name other Sugar Ray songs.
I actually don't
Yeah.
know if those are from the same album or not. They all sound the
I don't
fucking
think
same. We'll
Fly
find out.
is looking. I'm looking at their Spotify page right now. I think Fly was an earlier album. Yeah, Fly was
It
an
looks
earlier
like you're right. That's a 97, 98 hit. And their other ones are from the early 2000, 2001.
They had a
Okay,
good
so I
little
mean, a
run.
3-year wonder. You know what? Better than most.
Well done,
And
Sugar
I'll,
Ray.
I'll reiterate again, my favorite record in the collection behind Alex there is a Sugar Ray single. So
Do I need to go grab that? We've showed it up.
they know it's my favorite shit. It's a see-through Coke bottle Sugar Ray's Fly single, double-sided. It's fucking amazing.
If
Crown.
only it were like vintage or some shit.
I mean, it doesn't exist vintage. It is what it is.
Cutting funding to the space program to solve the country's issues is big dumb when there's more than enough money we could cut from the military.
It's a simple yes for me.
Yeah.
As a person from Houston, Texas, I have a lot of pride in the space program in NASA. My grandfather worked there in the mission control room during a lot of the big missions. So I mean, there's like a nice little like, oh, I want them to be funded, and I want the military to be less funded. So very much agree.
I mean, and then there's the whole like balancing the budget is more than just cut funding to shit. You
Yeah.
know,
Mhm.
I guess that's a bit of a bigger conversation that can be had about this point. But yeah, I am in agreement that it doesn't need to come from cutting our funding to the space program.
No, not when we have the biggest, most absurdly bloated military spending budget that you could ever think of.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
couldn't conceive of a more ridiculous spending budget.
We built like a plane or a helicopter with a gun whose rounds are so expensive. We decided no. You know, like it was like $1 million rounds, and we're like, wait a minute, we can't fucking afford that.
That's literally just shooting gold, isn't it?
That's the
Yeah, so
railgun,
now-
I think.
Yeah, so now this gun doesn't fucking work, and this plane is fucking useless because we reached this point already where we spent the money developing it, but now we don't. Now we can't afford this shit.
Like, can y'all imagine if we took all of the money we spend on our pointless military and threw it towards like peace sciences, medical sciences, the things we would have,
Infrastructure,
Education.
education, yeah.
the types of advancements, like 'cause
social
we have
services.
military equipment that would it's sci-fi. It would boggle your mind, right?
Yeah.
If we
And
took
they're
all that
giving
energy
access to the
and
police.
put it over here, and the worst place to put excess, Myth,
Yeah.
cold ass take, fuck police.
Mhm.
Just putting that out there.
Well, fuck militarized police in particular.
Yeah.
Anybody in a blue uniform.
I think to
Don't give a
play a
fuck
little
what you
bit of devil's advocate here, because I'm big space program fan as an airplane boy.
Back on topic.
Aerospace.
Who gives a fuck what's going on out there when we don't know what the hell's going on here? You know? Like, what difference does it make if we know what's going on wherever if we have issues right here, right now?
And no,
I hear you.
and no, not that. Because NASA doesn't just send missions to space, they do a whole lot more than that. And a lot of the things that we use day to day have been developed by NASA research. So I think that NASA does a lot of good beyond just sending shit to space and studying space. Their technology is applicable
Right,
in
but
our daily lives.
we're not shutting down NASA. We're just cutting funding. Stop
From the
sending
space
shit to
program,
space.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. As an idealist, as the Libra in me says, let's figure it out. That's way more interesting
Well,
than half the
it's not-
shit down here.
it's not just that it's more interesting. It's something that we need to approach. Like this is space travel is a part of the future of mankind, and getting out there is one of the is kind of one of our ways forward, if not the way forward.
Right.
And just cutting funding to approaching a problem that is going to take the years of research and funding to even begin to approach solutions to is not like, yes, we have problems here, but we are just about always going to have problems here, and having
course.
problems here should not stop us from also trying to address proceeding in this direction, I think.
Well,
So-
also not like into the whatabouts of like, why would we, spend money on doing this when we've got these problems while we continue to have the bloated military budget?
Yeah,
You can't say that to me. Why? Take it from there first. Take half of
Well,
that first.
Yeah, well, that's like in America first argument even, right? Like, why aren't we focused on our own country's problems rather than spending on our military to go cause problems outside of our country? Yeah.
Well, then,
Well,
like,
and the argument against helping people outside of our country, why aren't we like helping Americans first? Like, I think it's all valid. We need to explore all avenues, and one is overfunded.
so
Grossly.
so then again, to play devil's advocate, I can ask the question, because I don't know if you guys heard about this, but I think it was over a year ago now. NASA put out this big thing about going back to the moon, okay, to build a moon base. Would you rather have a moon base or healthcare?
I'll take the healthcare, thanks.
Yeah.
So let's cut funding from the space program.
No, let's cut funding from the military.
The
Yeah, no,
moon-
but
That's
but
all
in
it-
that situation, you've got one or the other, right?
Yeah, wait,
That's not
find
what we
out,
got.
right? That's
Let's-
often how it's framed.
Yeah.
It is how it's framed, but let's cut funding from the things that are overfunded. The
Oh,
space
absolutely.
program not being
Is not
that.
overfunded. Yeah, I'm
Or
looking at the
I'll add a
military
third
budget.
choice. Yeah, I'll add a third choice. We could, and we only get to pick two: moon base, healthcare, military action against defenseless people.
Easy to pick.
Yeah,
It's an easy two.
expensive. I'll go ahead and it's expensive fucking military action against defenseless people.
So
One, like, let's cut funding from other fucking places too. Like we said, the police. Let's cut funding from fucking ICE. Like, there's so many different little like obnoxious pieces of our government that we could take funding from before it starts hurting people.
Here's where we can get more political. It's like, people that believe the stance is or the kind of people that are like, yeah, we have money for a wall. We can build a wall in a fucking desert.
No, we don't. Mexico's
No.
gonna pay for it.
0.5
No, we
billion.
don't have fucking money for a wall.
so
Trump already said that. He said Mexico. It's not about our money.
Oh,
again,
they're gonna pay for it.
being the airplane boy, the F-35 was this big fighter that Lockheed Martin was working on. Lockheed Martin does a lot of work for the military, building fighters and various other airplanes. The notable one being the F-35, which in concept was crazy. And they had several models ready. There were people buying them. The US was flying them. And the whole project, as of 2017, cost about $410 billion. Last week, they announced it as a failed airplane. They're abandoning the whole thing, and we're never going to see
Woo!
another F-35 again.
Yeah,
$410
cool. Let's
billion
not give
down the
anybody
drain.
like that money again. We
Ugh.
don't need the fucking plane.
What was the
But-
price tag on them? Like 100 million per plane?
I feel like it was more than that, because this airplane was actually supposed to be wild.
Well, I
Um,
would hope so. If it was anything less, then what are we doing?
It's they had it so that the helmet that you wear in it was like part of the airplane, and as you looked around, you could pretty much see through the airplane you were sitting in. It was
Okay.
crazy. Look down, see the armaments that you have ready to go, see how many rounds you have left. Any traffic information about other aircraft around you would be superimposed on these like augmented reality things, like helmets. So you would like look over and be like, there he is, because there's a big flashing light there. It was supposed to be so cool, but it didn't work.
Sounds like
But it failed, so it's
big
probably just all a
danger.
blue screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Around blue screen. Look over here, it's blue screen.
Yeah.
You're like, shit, we can't send anyone in the air with this.
It
It's
was
the most elaborate VR setup we've ever seen.
exactly.
You get in there and
Everywhere
it's just a bunch of
sky.
YouTubers. What are y'all doing in the sky?
Stop it!
I mean, are you on VR chat right now?
Oh, speaking of which, have you guys heard of Code Miko?
Yes.
Okay, so she's this
No.
VTuber, and her setup is wild, like full body mocap. She does interviews, and they're actually really funny. I encourage you to check out her stuff because it's actually really sweet. But
Full funding from her for healthcare.
her setup costs like $60,000.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm getting healthcare off that.
And
It's-
didn't she get like banned recently or something for
She
like
was?
an outfit her VR thing was wearing?
Maybe there was a clip on Reddit today called "Do You Go to Church, Young Man?" and it's her interviewing Donkey. And you can find that one, but that one's really good. But yeah, she was banned. I don't know if she's back, but she's still putting stuff out.
Spending
You-
60K on something and then getting banned. Jesus Christ.
Oh, my computer's starting to chug.
But it sounds what I saw of it sounds like she didn't actually do anything wrong. It's just some weird like Twitch hates sexy women thing.
Oh, Twitch likes sexy women.
Don't though.
Well, they hated this sexy woman for some reason.
I can't explain that, but like they have not had problems with it in the past.
So, cutting funding to the space program to solve the country's issues is big dumb when there's more than enough money we could cut from the military. Yes.
Agree. 100%.
The last one to get is potentially a lengthy conversation that we've had time and time again that I know Remy's kind of tired of now, which is the Hyrule
That's
Warriors
all.
and Persona Strikers thing.
Mm.
Okay, I wasn't tired of that aspect of the conversation. We can
Okay.
talk about this. Like,
We're at an
Hyrule
hour
Warriors
20.
is a Warriors game because Warriors is a franchise. And correct me if I'm wrong, Strikers is a franchise. Is that a thing?
is there other strikers?
don't know.
It's
I
essentially
don't
a
know.
Warriors game.
Is it?
Is it? Okay.
I Persona and my
Well, then,
life.
Here's the
No
question.
intersection.
No, yeah, it is. It like they calling it strikers. It's a crossover with the Warriors franchise.
Then it's
So-
a Warriors franchise game using the assets of another franchise. It doesn't belong to Persona. Hyrule Warriors is not a Zelda game. They're Warriors games. That is a franchise. The end.
Would you include them in a conversation? Let's just throw it out there. Ranking Dynasty Warriors games.
Oh,
Are they
ranking
just their
Dynasty
own?
Warriors games?
no.
You
Well,
know what? Yes, I would.
Okay.
I've played a lot of Dynasty Warriors games. I've played at least 1 through 6, and I've played 8 as well. I think there's just a couple that I've missed here and there because they also do like the Extreme Legends and the Tactics ones.
And the
Whatever
Hyrule
they're called.
Warriors.
Well, right, but they play the same. They play almost exactly the same. So I'm still gonna apply the same. Like I'm judging this game against Warriors game
Mhm.
because I know these I know these comboing mechanics. I know these gameplay elements. These are exactly the same as every other Dynasty Warriors game that I've already played. It's just cute because Sheik is in it.
It's a
So
reskin.
it's a reskin. It is a Warriors game.
okay. I'll
thoroughbred.
bring up what comes up as a constant counterpoint is that a lot of times the events of these games are canon to main game storylines.
Is that
Is that true of
with-
Hyrule Warriors?
Because
Okay.
I didn't think so with the first Hyrule Warriors.
Not with the first one, no, but the new one is. right?
Isn't it a
think so.
calamity thing?
I'm not sure if it's gonna have implications for like the real story or if they're just doing alternate universe shit. Because
think
what
I
I know
thought it was
about
like
the story
prologue
is
info.
it
Not
feels
prologue.
alternate.
Prequel info. Strikers is a follow up to. I'll say in the specific case of Strikers is a follow up to the original Persona. It like I think it retcons Royal out sort of.
Persona
technically.
5.
Persona 5, yes, to clarify. I think it does not include the details of like the Royal expansion, but it is a follow up story wise to the original Persona 5. Hyrule Warriors, you're right, is just a spin off, but the Calamity one is supposed to be the story of like the before the 100-year sleep that Link wakes up from it in Breath of the Wild.
I'll have to look into that because I was just under the impression that it was like almost like alternate, like MCU style, like what if type shit. Like the way they were playing around with it just made it seem like it was kind of extra.
Could be. That was the impression I got. I haven't played
neither have I.
Age of Calamity, but in Striker's case, Persona game, you can kind of make that argument.
You'd have to tell me because I don't know jack shit.
Well, just on the idea that this is an actual proper story follow up to that game. Like story wise, it is a sequel.
I'm gonna like stretch this argument a little bit in that in the Halo franchise, Halo obviously being a first person shooter, the Halo Wars games are part of the story, but it's StarCraft.
Yeah, it's an RTS.
Yeah, it's an RTS. It's entirely different. I can't include Halo Wars 1 and 2 in the same conversations as Halo 1 through 3 because they're not the same games.
And yeah, and when someone talks Halo, they're not talking about Halo Wars unless they say Halo Wars, right? Like,
yeah,
right.
I really love the Halo games. Also, Halo Wars was pretty good. Yeah. Like that's the statement there.
Yeah.
Well, and they're not talking Zelda games when they bring up Hyrule Warriors, I think.
Some people are.
Zelda games. Someone brings up Hyrule Warriors.
Some people.
What does that have to do with what I'm talking about right now?
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about Zelda games that adhere to certain design mechanics. That doesn't have anything to do with what I'm talking about. Regardless of it having, if it's canon, if it's storyline important, it doesn't. It kind of doesn't matter.
It's
as
not
far as like a traditional Zelda game goes, and what a Warriors game is, I'm putting them aside. These things are separate in my mind because they're Warriors games. They're literally, it says Warriors. It says it.
Yeah,
it says it.
TM.
Yeah,
TM, the Warriors franchise. I'm half expecting Guan Yu to step up out of a portal. Link, my brother. What, Guan Yu? Why are you
no
here?
way.
God
Yes.
I think Ganondorf and Lu Bu are linking up. It's kind of fucked.
Oh, I remember hearing that name.
Bro, if Ganondorf and Lu Bu linked up, Link's out of here.
It's Calamity all over again.
Yeah, Link's out of here. Lu Bu's Calamity is going to be a lot worse, let me tell you.
You think Lu Bu would beat Ganon in a fight?
You know what? Based only on their difficulties in their respective games, yeah, hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, hell yeah. Ganondorf's out of here. Lu Bu's a monster. They pop him up in like level 2 or 3, and he's only there to tell you, don't come near me.
Don't.
I will end you in a single hit.
No child.
Don't do it. I got Dynasty Warriors 8 on Steam not too long ago, and I was playing through it, and level 2, Lu Bu pops up. I've played a lot of Warriors games. I'm like, I can get this motherfucker. No big deal. I spend 15 minutes linking up combos, keeping him in the air so he doesn't touch the ground and hit me. I'm like, yeah, I got him. Easy. I fuck up one time. He hits the ground. He stabs. I'm done. The entire map starts over.
Oh. And then you put the game down for a couple days.
Yep. I was like, all right, okay, that wasn't
That's enough.
Yeah. Fuck you, Lu Bu, but sorry. My bad.
Yeah, I didn't mean it.
It wasn't what it was.
So we covered a lot.
Yeah. And we have a verdict on that topic.
Oh yes. So
That
let's
gavel down.
put it to rest. If it's in a different genre, it's not in the same conversation.
It's
Done
the
and
genre
done.
that matters. It's the genre that matters.
So cut it out.
Yeah. I'm not hearing it again.
Stop it.
I
I don't want to hear about
will-
this again.
I will ban you from my chat. We hit a lot of left wing takes. Holy,
This was our podcast.
it was, wasn't it? Socialism, good. You
Yeah, to the
know,
left.
ethical consumption, nearly impossible.
Wait, I went to the right.
Oops.
Left.
She's defying.
Shit.
The other left wing one, which was by accident left wing, was college is dumb. That we hit buying character skins in first person is stupid. Nintendo bad.
We didn't say that.
Don't
Nintendo.
overcomplicate it. Nintendo bad.
Okay. Okay, bad.
But you can like things that you hate. Nintendo
Wow.
bad.
Wrap it all around.
Yeah, we got that one.
You have to
Was that a part that we kept?
to hate so passionately.
Oh yeah,
Did we rediscuss that?
I don't think we did.
Oh,
Shit. Wait, did we?
Well, look,
I don't know if that got lost or not.
was that the first thing we talked about when we came? Like that was our first freshie?
Maybe.
Does freshie mean something weird? I feel like I said freshie, and I'm like, oh, that's probably some weird sex shit. I just,
Yo, give me a
Freshie is a place.
Oh,
Is like
she's
a.
getting a freshie tonight.
It's a
Look at
place
her
up
go.
here that you can get like drinks from. Not like
you can get like
beverages.
drinks.
No. If not, catch that take next episode
Mhm.
where, I love to have the
Let
same
us know
conversations
that we
again.
didn't cover that topic in the comments.
Yeah.
True.
And we'll correct that. It'll be our walk back.
Yeah. It'll be like a good 5-minute walk back. It'll be great.
No, it'll be our premium content on our non-existent Patreon.
Right. And then we had a whole bunch of music takes. Green Day, Post American Idiot bad. Sugar Ray did pretty well for themselves.
3 whole hits, dude.
Yeah. And if it's not in the same genre,
Shut up about it.
yeah.
Mhm.
What a productive hot take episode.
A little scuffy, but we got it done.
Yeah.
A little stuffy.
I'm going to take the blame for that one because I just had 50 gigs of stuff I didn't need sitting on here.
I know that vibe.
Yeah. So I'm just going to start checking this all the time now.
Fun.
Yeah. It'll be cool.
Get you some external storage.
But I have
More.
more.
Ooh.
All right. Well, that's it. We,
GG gamers.
thanks to all of yous for your opinions. Mostly on the Discord. Don't forget about the Instagram. Love to if
can
you
drop
don't
us
see it
hot
on.
takes there too.
Yeah. If you're not a Discord person, you can hit the Instagram. Easy. So yeah. All good takes and bad. We love you either way.
Roll ad.